Jujube orchard update for April 2024. So we added 3 more Jujubes, 2 honey jar and 1 Lee. Lee is bare root, and the honey jar they're in a 5-gallon buckets from Dawn's nursery, and the bare root Lee's from Ison's nursery. So let's take a look. So now we have a total of 30 Jujube planted with one sucker that I'm about to dig and transfer when it gets a little bit of growth. Okay, so let's take a look. Gonna just start here. I guess it's better to show it. So the plan is to kind of prune them at a certain height. I do like that drooping, loaded with fruits look, so I don't know if we're going to get to that, but we'll prune them so that we can easily mow between rows. And oh, the wind's picking up. Hey, not so. So they're manageable. I've seen people where they just shake the tree and net the bottom to harvest, so we can probably get them a little bit bigger. We have the space, so we'll probably do that. All right, so let's start at the first kind of row right here. These are all suckers. No, actually, these are these are rootstock right here. So I don't know yet what I'm gonna graft to this, guys, but since we have one rootstock that we let grow and it fruited, and the fruits are actually pretty good, so I've decided I'll wait and try the fruit of all the rootstocks right here. These are mulberry cuttings, so don't mind these. I'll wait for their fruit 2 to 3 years. If they get better, then if they're pretty good, I'll just keep them or just graft on one of the branches. So yeah, so these are all kind of rootstock, or what you would call, I would say, the wild Jujube. And we have one more near the pond right there, and there's 3 right here. Still thinking about how I'm going to set up the irrigation right here. Probably just pipe it from the Muscadine irrigation. So they were just sticks last year. Now they have their central leader or trunk kind of growing. So they established their root structure this winter and last winter, and they're doing all right. So they're growing. They didn't look too good when I planted them. They're just sticks. So there's 3 right here, 1 near the pond, and then we'll go to our name variety right here. So before, I bought 2 Ga866, thinking, because they're everything I watch online, they're pretty good, but they don't. Everyone tells me they don't do too well here in Texas. So I'm hoping we're a little bit north. We're northeast. That they'll do better. This one got pollinated from the nursery, and it has a lot of fruit. So, but I don't know where. Probably this is Dave Wilson, so they probably got all the pollination there and the climate condition there, so it did pretty well. So this is Ga866 right here, and it's sweet, juicy, and crunchy. So it's really good fruit, and we got for its size, we got pretty good number. The only concern right here is kind of like the honey jar. I don't see any growth. These are just the fruiting branches right here. I don't see that central leader kind of going up. So it kind of, last year, this is probably what it grew, and it just stopped right there. It's also, I don't know if there's a cut right there, because if you cut it right here and you don't cut this one, it's just a stop. So, but I didn't bother pruning it, or I just planted it hoping it'll take off. Anyway, there might be a growth down there that it kind of got bitten off or something. So that's why I start protecting them. The deer, they did a number on some of these using their rooting or rutting. So this is Ga866, and the other one died right here. So this is the above graft of Ga866. It just died, and there were several suckers that came out, and I left one. So this is rootstock. This is not Ga866. So again, we'll wait, test the fruit, you know, 2 to 3 years, how the fruit kind of develop. If it's any good, we'll keep it. If not, we'll most likely graft Ga866 to it, you know, just to keep it, and or any of the varieties right here. So I went to Bobwell's nursery, and they told me in about 3 weeks they'll have their Jujube shipment. So I didn't buy Chico because I bought 2 honey jar last month. So if they have that, I'll add Chico and whatever variety that they have that I don't have yet. They're kind of expensive though. They're like $85. So that one is basically $85 gone, but I do have the rootstock. This is how it is. So that's Ga866. So this is Shan-xi. It's got some growth above graft right there, so I'll kind of wait, and this growth right, I'm letting it because the deer damaged it. I didn't know it'll make, so it's still connecting on the other side. So hopefully it heals. If not, this is the new one that would, you know, if this part ever gets damaged and it doesn't take off. So I'm glad it's below the damage right there. I'm gonna let that grow. And we tasted this one. It's sweet and crunchy, but it has a little bit of a Lee in it, but it's better than Lee. So we like this one. So you can see they're tiny, still tiny, but they fruited. So now they have like some flower pre-blooms. So hopefully we get to sample more. So this is Shan-xi Lee, and that's the growth right now. So it has a actual growth right there. This is Sugarcane. This is probably the most vigorous of all of them. This all just kind of, I usually don't, will not let it kind of spread like this at the bottom, but it's for its protection. So, but I do have this cage now, so I don't mind having a split kind of there at the bottom. But look how vigorous this guy is. There's not much on the top growth right here, but all the fruiting branches, they all look good, and they have all that pre-bloom, and there's lots of growth down here. So, and it's branching out, and it's putting out some more fruiting branches. So this one has a slight bit of a bitter aftertaste, which I don't mind, but it could be the way I water it. Maybe I'll water it some more. I got to keep an eye on the bottom right there and do cleanup on growth. I don't want any suckers from this one because this is quite vigorous. All right, this one is honey jar, so it won't get sun until around probably 10 or 11 a.m. So it's probably not happy where it's at, but it gets plenty of afternoon sun during summer. So it did pretty well. Didn't have a taste test video on this because we ended up eating them right away. It's our early ripening Jujube. And the concern also with the honey jar, it looks healthy and all that, but there's no growth. There's no central leader branch growth. Excuse the wind right here, might be. I don't know if you can hear me still, but yeah, I mean, it looks healthy. It's got some pre-blooms right there. So it is, you know, it will flower soon. But kind of concerning, there's no actual growth. Usually, you know, right there. But it's just the fruiting branches that came out, and I don't see a central leader. So it's kind of concerning. All right, so here we have more rootstock. So there's a lot of this guys waiting in line. Once we you know, analyze the fruit, we don't like it, it will be grafted. So all right, right here is Lee. This is from my son's nursery. So when I bought it, it was bare root. It's up to here, just a stick, no branch, nothing. And then this is all the growth from last year. Now it's still growing on top. It had one fruit. It was sweet, but yeah, it's okay. Now it's also growing another one right here. So I'm gonna let it. It's having its branches, and then the fruiting branch are coming out. And does it have? Yeah, it's got some budding kind of pre-blooms. So Lee. All right, and this one right here is another Shan-xi Lee, and it didn't do too well. It actually died back. It had fruiting branches from the top, but when it woke up, it only woke up here, and I did a scratch test. That's all brown on top of this. It's still the Shan-xi Lee. I checked. That's not the rootstock. It's still above graft. So, but it's growing right here. So hopefully the root is established now, and it's just gonna take off. But they don't take off like sugarcane is very vigorous, at least in this area. In Lee. So Lee and sugarcane. So hopefully Chico would also do well in this area. All right, so that's the Shan-xi Lee, and these are also rootstock. I let about 3 main I pruned, kind of cleaned the bottom. I let 3 major trunk go up. So if I'm going to graft, I'll do multi-graft on those. And it's taken off. So again, we're gonna wait for the fruit taste. If it's good, we're keeping it like that, and then maybe just grab 1 branch. All right. With this so many Jujube, you know, we're not too concerned about them being all named cultivar. This one also rootstock, looking really healthy. And this is the honey jar from this Dave Wilson, but I bought it from Don's nursery. Again, it's single cut stop, right? If it's too cut, it'll grow. So maybe that's the one. But I was hoping, since it stopped right here, I'll see a growth from somewhere. But just like the other honey jar and the Ga866, I don't see any growth from this. It's just fruiting branches. I mean, it looks healthy. It's got the more advanced pre-blooms than the other ones. There they are. But yeah, no central leader growth. So I'm not Jujube expert, but you know, kind of like, look at this guy right here. That's all new growth, and you can tell that's you know, that's where it's kind of growing, and then it's growing branches. So there's no branch like this on all the honey jar and Ga866. All right, more kind of rootstock right there. This is the other honey jar. They're still in pots. You know, they'll probably stay here till fall. Until I find a good place for them. I need to observe again where it rains and where the water runs off. I don't want them staying on something where the water could pool. So, and I leave like the mulberry, I leave them in pots until I kind of know where they might possibly survive better. So, all right, so another honey jar. All right, so let's walk on the large ones. So it's all 27 Jujubes right there. So 26. So let's take a look at the Lee. That was bare root from my son's nursery. They only sell Lee and Lang, and I'm not buying any more Lang. Lang is too styrofoamy. It's no good for, you know, after tasting all the other cultivars. So this is Lee bare root stick. Put it in a pot. Good roots. And it's starting. There it is. Probably a terrible view. But there's green leaf coming out. Right there. So it's waking up. So this is Lee. I just put it right here along the new blackberry row and Paw Paw row. The runner that I took off, dig out and put it here by the tree house. I'm hoping this will grow kind of like so, and then we can just pick the fruits from the tree house when that's the plan at least, and kind of trim it here because it's quite thorny, you know. And I'm gonna leave this as a wild one regardless of the fruit quality. All right, so this is the one that I bought from I thought it was a Lee, but the scion died. Bought it from Bob Wills for 10 bucks. It's in their clearance, and I got excited because it kind of looked like Jujube leaves to me. It's my kind of first Jujube purchase. All right, and yeah, there's the scion. It died. It's on clearance because it's already dead. It's just the rootstock. And I let it grow. I thought it was a Lee because that's the original label. And yeah, this thing went nuts. And the fruit, there's a slight tart, which we like. Man, we love the fruit. It's crunchy. It's bigger than honey jar. It's sweet and a little tart, and it's juicy, crunchy. So I'm not crafting anything from this. I really like the fruit. So we're gonna keep this one. And it's kind of late. We're August, September. We're still harvesting September on this one, and even October. So it's quite late. So it will flower and fruit, and then it will have another set of fruit around summer, and then that's the one you harvest like late or early fall or late fall. Okay, and the last one is the Lang. Quite vigorous. This is also kind of like that size of a stick 3 years ago. Now it's quite big. Where's the graph line? Maybe here. I don't really see it. Anyway, I can tell you for sure this is a Lang. The fruit, it's that pear bell shape, and it's not good. It's very styrofoamy, spongy. It has sweetness in there, but it's pretty much bland, and maybe it's just my location, or I just don't like the spongy styrofoam texture. Not a fan of that. So the Lee has a little bit of that, but mostly it's crunchy, but not as juicy as Sugarcane and Honey Jar and Ga866. So this is it. And then there's a new sucker right here from Lang that I will transfer and rescue before it gets mowed. So I already got one, the one near the treehouse. But yeah, so this is April, and they're all awake. Even the Lee bare root from Ison. So they're all awake. I think this is the earliest they've been this kind of vigor, you know, this early stages. So we're gonna expect tons of fruit from this one right here, and the other one's right there. So we're taking it kind of easy with the Jujube, adding more, but doing a little bit more experimentation with the wild Jujube fruits, because you can kind of, you can research on the name cultivar and kind of know what to expect from them regarding taste wise. But it's always kind of fun waiting for wild Jujube fruit, if they're good or not, and then you could always get lucky and Got a really nice one. All right, so that's the April update for the Jujube orchard. We now have a total of 30 Jujubes, most of them wild, and I'm adding more. And I'll do another video when I get more Jujube cultivar from Bob Wells in about 3 weeks.